But just briefly, I thought, get together with you guys a little bit and let you know how impressed we are with our new coach, Deke Adams. Deke's been with us 5 days, I guess, now. And he's sort of my kind of coach, good family man, wonderful personality. I think our players are really going to enjoy playing for him. So we're glad he's with us and look forward to a lot of good years with Coach Deke Adams here. Other than that, recruiting's been going very well. About to finish up this weekend. I think we've got 4 recruits in. We're just about full. We're still recruiting 2 or 3 guys that haven't made up their mind yet. We had Clowney up there helping us out with recruiting. I was sitting next to him a few minutes ago saying it was only 2 years ago that he was up here. And in all likelihood, he's got 1 more year to play here. So it goes pretty fast. And certainly we're fired up about what we've been able to do the last couple of years as far as total wins. We need to start winning some more Eastern Division championships and hopefully an SEC here someday soon. But anyway, that was about it. I came across a certain statistical trivia that I wanted to ask you guys today, Rick.
All right.
All right. How many teams, college teams, in the BCS conferences, the major conferences, how many have won 11 or more the last 2 years? Does any one of you know that answer? I got a bonus for you if anybody knows the answer. How many?
About 2.
How many?
Alabama's one of them.
Alabama.
Oregon,
3.
4.
Anybody else want to guess? Can you name all that have done it?
South Carolina, Alabama, Oregon.
Stanford.
You got them. You got them. You got them. They're 4. And for South Carolina to be in the same neighborhood with Oregon, Stanford, Alabama, South Carolina, the only 4 that won 11 or more 2 years in a row. So that's sort of neat. Somebody gave me that statistic today, so I thought you guys would want to know that. So
Impressive.
all right. Next time y'all do some of that work.
Steve, are Clowney,
But that was sort of neat.
are Clowney and Coach Adams kind of getting to know each other a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. There's the other guys. Yeah, a bunch of guys were working out on their own this morning in the weight room. So Coach Adams got a chance to meet a lot of his D-line. Actually, the last 3 or 4 days, a lot of guys have come by and so forth.
You said you passed the Brand's the best defensive line coach in the country. Are you gonna miss him from the coach?
That was a while back. I said that, wasn't it? Yeah. No, I don't feel like we're going to miss Coach Long. He's an excellent coach, no question about that. But we think Deke Adams is a very good coach. He's a guy that's worked his way up. He coached at a bunch of small colleges, and when you do a good job, you sort of work your way up the ladder. And now he's at an SEC school, and hopefully one of the best programs in the country. That's what we are trying to stay as one of the best, and certainly the last 2 or 3 years we've proven we are. But he's a good coach. Deke Adams, excellent coach.
Steve, since you're one of the 4 programs that's won 11 games the past 2 seasons, do you consider yourself an elite program now?
Oh, I don't know. That's for you guys to say all that kind of stuff. But it is neat. It is neat for Stanford and Oregon to be in there with Alabama. Alabama does it about every year, so it's not a big deal for them. But for South Carolina to say, hey, we're one of 4 schools that have done that in the country, that means it doesn't happen all the time. So that's pretty neat.
Coach, you mentioned.
But we know we got to scrap we got to fight and claw and win close games to do that. We're not going to have 4 or 5 first-round picks like Alabama. So, and we're not going to out-recruit Alabama. So we got to play well. We got to play smart, disciplined, and really take advantage of our chances, all that kind of stuff, if we're going to continue winning 11 games. So,
Steve Manning was mentioning the other day that he'll probably talk to Clowney about getting an insurance policy, even though that's something Jadavian said at first that he wasn't inclined to do. I mean, have you talked to him about that yet?
No, I haven't talked to him about that. No. We would try to treat Jadavian as one of the guys as much as we can. He's smart. Somebody asked me one time, isn't he worried about getting hurt before he becomes the first pick? And I said, well, he's smart. He doesn't stand around a pile stiff-legged. He knows how to sort of keep himself out of harm's way at times. And there's some people that are real good at that, and I think he is. So we don't anticipate him, hopefully, getting any kind of serious injury.
Coach, when Clowney tweeted out a couple weeks ago that he said he was going to stay 2 more years in college, what do you make of that?
I think he's just trying to get the fans to love him a little bit more. I was kidding around with him one time that if you told the fans, I think I'm going to stay 2 more, but that's not the smart thing for him to do. He knows that. So, but I think he was just trying to get the fans to give him a little bit more loving, I think, for a year.
Steve, do you think your staff is set now? A lot of times after signing day, there's some movement.
Well, you never know. When you win a lot of games, your assistant coaches become real good coaches. And, I'm a lot better coach than I was 5 years ago, too. We all are whatever our record is. That's what we are. So there's an opportunity for our assistant coaches to really advance. One of them become a head coach, or one of them go from assistant to coordinator. That could happen.
Do you know of anybody who's
yeah. I was saying the other day, one good thing that I've never had to do in my 28 years as a head coach, I've never had to go out and look for an offensive coordinator. Did you know that, Rick?
Really?
You know how much that makes life simpler?
Yeah.
Got to look for some defensive guys occasionally, but I never had to look for an offensive.
Any other guys you might have interviewed elsewhere? Assistants?
No, they've not gone anywhere yet. They've had a few calls, but we sort of have a policy: don't go interview unless it's an advancement. And I've always had that policy. If a guy is interviewing for a lateral job, then when he comes back home, he may not have one. Simple as that. Don't be out interviewing for lateral jobs. Now, advancement, I'm all for advancement in the profession.
Coach, what do you make of the lateral coordinators?
Marcus, right after his surgery, he was still up here, and he said he had less swelling with this one than the other one. So, as we know, those doctors can do miracles today. And Dr. Andrews told him it's a miracle how far you've come right now. And Dr. Guy was actually showing me a video on his phone of Marcus just doing some high-step stuff with absolutely no limp or anything. He hadn't started running yet, but he's way ahead of schedule.
Do you think this isn't in his best decision if he can play in 2013 to go, or just wait a year until he's fully ready to play?
I can't answer that. If he's 100% the doctor's clearing, then certainly he'll do like Adrian Peterson. He was 1 year away, and these other guys. But that's up to them. Okay. Well, I hope so. He's our leading receiver. Yeah, I was talking to one of our recruits' dads up here about Bruce just a few minutes ago about how Coach Martin, he's on board with Bruce playing 2 sports just like I am. So it's all up to Bruce. There's no selfishness, football, basketball. We're all on the same team with Bruce. And I think he can play both sports, as he proves. He's a kid that, he can run all day, conditioning. As soon as basketball season's over, he'll be playing ball somewhere, pickup game or something. So he plays year-round, and he can play both sports. He's one of those special players that can do that.
Is he one of the best all-around athletes you've ever coached?
He's one of the best, yeah. I haven't coached many that play 2 sports at all. Occasionally we'd have a football player, they'd go out with a basketball team, and about 2 weeks later, he said, Coach, I can't beat those guys out. I'm back over here lifting weights. So, Bruce, I think he's about the only one that played 2 major sports.
Steve, Sean Carson makes the baseball team. Would you like to still see him kind of work a little bit with football because he's got an opportunity to get some play time meetings-wise, or what can he do there?
Now, if he is contributing, if he's starting on the baseball team, he stays there the whole time. Now, if he's sitting on the bench half the game or about the whole game, then he needs to come practice a little bit. Simple as that. If they're contributors in baseball, stay over there the whole time. But if you're sitting on the bench, you need to come over with us a little bit. When I was at Duke, we had a couple of football players went out for baseball. So one day we were getting ready to go to spring practice, and you know what their job was, Rick? They were on the other side of the batting cage getting foul balls, retrieving foul balls. That was their job. So we got their butts down practicing football after that. So, you know, it's pretty simple. If you contribute, go play. If you're not, come on over.
Did you get a look at Clemson's new indoor practice facility? Is that motivating South Carolina
Well,
to get one done?
you know, we don't brag about that as much as some people do. The new indoor place that we're going to build, almost everyone has one, and we're getting in line. I think we practiced indoors 2 to 3 days last year. That's all. The weather here is so good, but it's good to have one. It's good to have one in the wintertime. And really, you have one because everybody else has one. Just like that video scoreboard we got. That's a $6 million scoreboard. Everybody else has got one, so we got to have one.
Steve,
That's just the way it is.
Steve, you ever lift up a post-game TV reporter like Dabo did at the end of that LSU game?
No, I don't think I've ever done that. I try to keep them in perspective as much as I can. But that was a good win down at the Outback Bowl, though. That was a good win for us, just like the year before was special. So hopefully we keep that up. Hopefully we keep winning a bunch of games and winning some divisions, and again, hopefully an SEC real soon. Okay? All right.